Hello and a very warm welcome back to my channel. In case it's your first time, I am your host Grace RSM, and this channel here is all about that diaspora life. I bring you content on Kenyans out here in the diaspora, ranging from lifestyle, trends, events, whatever is happening out here, I do bring it to you. So do subscribe in case you haven't, and hit that notification button. Now today I've got a gentleman with me. I interviewed him a while back. We were discussing various ways in which you could get a visa to come to the UK. Now I'm going to be doing a bit of a recap to find out how many people have actually come and relocated to the UK, and then I'm also going to be doing a bit of a feedback from them to find out how the process was and how they're finding their life here. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of eHuman, the recruiting consultant, Tyrus Jenga. So Tyrus, thank you so much for joining us again at this show. We just want to know, could you tell us from the last time we spoke, how has the uptake been? How has the recruitment been? What are the numbers and how's everything?
Oh, thank you very much, Grace RSM, for this again a wonderful chance. So far, the process has been very, very good. We've been very, very successful, especially with the volunteering working visa, with the work permit, the tier 2, and also with the British Army. All the services we've had a very good success. And so far, we've brought about 70 people, especially when it comes to the tier 2 or the work visa. And on top of that, we kind of slowly transitioned to from just not just us giving people the work permit when we used to have the license, but also having other companies using us as recruitment agencies. So I was in Africa for like 6 months, and all I was doing was recruiting for other companies. That is also one of our work that we are actually doing right now. On top of that, like I said, we have tier 5, which is a volunteering working visa. And again, the promise that we told people, where you come here on a volunteering visa, which is a tier 5, and then we guarantee you that we are going to help you transition from that to a tier 2 visa. And we've had a success on that. We've had a few people who come through tier 5. They volunteered for for 1 year from different organizations, and then after that we're able to help them to transition to work permit. And I'm sure I think you'll be talking to one of our success stories later on or at some point.
Right.
We've also had some few successes in the British Army. On top of that, we've had a student visa, which is scholarships. We've had a very successful stint on scholarships, because the more you keep on doing something, perfect it and become very good. So our volunteering visa, the work permit visa, the scholarships, the British Army, we are improving by day by day.
Well, that's very commendable. It sounds like your company has been doing a brilliant job. Now, apart from the health and care visas, is there any other way that people can sort of explore to come to the UK?
We have the tier 2, which is a caregiver route. We have a tier 5, which I've already discussed about, the volunteering working visa, where somebody comes in here, they come and work they volunteer. They are given stipend, but they volunteer for a whole year. And then after that, that's why I said we try and transition them to either joining the British Army or they do the caregiver route. We also have scholarships. Scholarships is been very, very successful. We have cruise ships as well. We have au pairs. We have people now coming on the seasonal worker visas, which is actually becoming and gaining traction. We've been asked for so many people to work in the factories. So anything that, even seasonal workers as well. So there's plenty of opportunities, but we have to be in it to win it. So the job we do here when you're in UK is just to go out there and look for companies who are looking for people, serious people overseas, to come and work here.
So if someone wants to get hold of you, how do they do that?
So it's either they come through our website. We are eHuman Limited, the company in UK, or Tgram Global, which is company in overseas. We've also opened another office in South Africa, so we'll be getting a launch in South Africa soon. So South Africans, are coming in, especially when it comes to au pairs and cruise ships. There's a massive demand for South Africans in that space. So the link is on the description below. But yeah, so we have a lot of success, and if people want to find us, they can find us on the link below.
Well, it sounds like you are from the numbers, and you're doing a really commendable job. And keep doing what you're doing, and keep helping people and bringing them to the UK. Thank you so much once again for coming to our show today, and we'll look to having you again next time.
Thank you very much, and you are doing a very good job as well. Thank you. Yeah. Let people know what's happening around in the UK or in the diaspora media.
So hi,
All right.
So welcome to the show. Could you start by telling us your name and maybe tell us about your journey with Tgram and how it's been?
My name is John Karanjo Maina. Of course, I'm a Kenyan.
Yeah.
And I added myself another name, the Young Billionaire's Mind,
Amen.
because that's what I always have in my mind.
Uh-huh.
Because I always believe that everything is possible.
Yeah.
My journey with Tgram started back in 2018.
Right.
When there was an interview where Mr. Tyrus, he used to be in the army at that time. So he had an interview on how people should join the army.
Yeah.
So at first, my interest was to join the army.
Yeah.
Most of my cousin and friends, they are in UK. So I always had that urge and dream to one day visit UK.
Yeah.
So I was so attracted to that. So when I heard that he can help people to come to UK, I just took the number because it was on the screen from the interview, saved it, and then after saving it, I kept it. So I didn't start the applying on 2018. So I took my time, and then on 2022, January.
Juicy too.
Yeah, just the other day.
That was last year.
Yeah.
You sat on it for 4 years.
Yeah. That's when I went back to him, and then I texted him and asked, hey, do you have any opportunities to UK? And then he directed me to the office. The office gave me a warm welcome and gave me the options that were available. The available that I saw that suited me was to come as a volunteer, and they started the process on my absence because I was in Qatar at that time.
Right.
And it went through, and I was interviewed by the company which called me from here, from the Northern Ireland in UK.
Right.
And that's how it went.
So from the time where you got you contacted Tgram to the time where you got the visa or you got the employer to accept you, how long did it take?
It just took me 2 months.
Really?
It was so amazing. I even though, because I always thought, you know, we have a lot of scams in Kenya. I thought this one will take maybe an year or something.
Right.
Just 2 months, then the whole process was done.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So how long have you been on the volunteer visa for? And could you also tell us about how you've converted from the tier 2 to the tier 5 to the tier 2?
So I have been a volunteer for the last 10 months. I just finished my volunteer period. And then the best thing with Tgram, they take care of you. If you come here as a volunteer, they tell you on the way forward. If you go there as a volunteer, you can change your volunteer visa or the tier 5 visa to tier 2 skilled work visa after a period of volunteering.
Before we get to the converting the visa, are you paid as a volunteer or is there any pocket money you're given or something?
Yeah, you were given a pocket money of maybe, it all depends on the company.
Okay. The company you are with.
Yeah. It depends on the company. So they give you a pocket money monthly, of course. And then you're provided with accommodation, you're provided with transport, and of course you're provided with food. It's like you are home, living with people maybe who have special needs, people living with disability.
Around how much pocket money are we talking?
Around 200
pounds.
200 pounds, yeah.
Okay, which is how much in Kenya shillings? We're talking.
You can multiply by.
If we multiply by 170, we're talking about 35 to 40k.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy days, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's the same money I used to get when I was Qatar. So when I compared the two, I just
right.
Yeah.
And you're working less,
and
maybe.
You're working less. You have 2 days off day in a week, and then you're working for 8 hours. So I just saw it. This one is for me. Let me go for it.
Okay. Now going forward from the tier 5 to the tier 2, how did that work?
After I completed before I completed my volunteer period, I talked to with eHuman. We have Tgram in Kenya and we have eHuman in UK.
Yes.
So the eHuman in UK helped me to apply for the skilled work visa. This was a tier 5 to tier 2.
Yes.
So they helped me. I contacted them. They helped me to find a company.
Yeah.
They applied
on your behalf.
Yeah, on my behalf.
Right.
And then after it went through, they sent me the COS. and I applied for the visa, and maybe in the next 2 weeks I'll get my visa, and the visa is for 3 years.
That's brilliant. Sounds like
Yeah.
you've had a really smooth journey and it's all worked out really well.
Yeah, it's a smooth journey for me. I can't complain.
Happy days. So before you signed up with Tgram, were you worried like it could be a scam, or were you a bit anxious about it? Were you anxious about it?
Of course, I was anxious about it, and I thought maybe this is a scam.
So what would you like to say to anyone considering the option to come to the UK through Tgram? Would you recommend them?
I'll just tell those people who are being scammed there and losing money, just go to Tgram if you want to come abroad. I saw they are taking people to Canada. I saw people they are taking people to Australia as well. They are legit. If you want to go abroad, just give them a call, and they will get you sorted.
So thank you so much, John, for agreeing to talk to us. It's been great having you, and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much.
So ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from the man himself. I hope you found that information useful and you can utilize it in future. But for me, that's all for today. In case you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do so and hit that notification button. But that's all for me. RSM out.